like my brother. But I never saw myself taking a different route in music, and dancing. I always used to dance, at my family gathering, we have little dance contests or whatever, and I always used to win. But I never be taking it this serious for this long, to be honest. So somebody tell me, oh, you such good at it, or was this your first love? I'll be telling them, no, actually, instrument was my first love. My brother used to play music all the time, every genre of music. I believe he was the one who gave me the love of music. Then my mommy gave me the love of dance, and I just put them two together, and yeah.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6, the Prime Minister preparing to attend the 29th CARICOM intersessional meeting in Haiti this week. Efforts underway to address the shantytown issues across this country. And the Junkanoo community set to get some new facilities to promote their products.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Caribbean leaders, including Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, will assemble in Haiti this weekend for the 29th Intersessional CARICOM meeting. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Several issues of national, importance will top the agenda when leaders from the Caribbean community meet in Haiti. Altaviz Munnings is part of the advanced delegation that arrived in Port-au-Prince yesterday and leads us off tonight.
The Bahamas' advanced delegation arrived here in Port-au-Prince Thursday evening. We were greeted by the Bahamas' ambassador to Haiti, His Excellency Jeffrey Williams, along with embassy staff. Now, the delegation is staying here at the Carib Hotel in Pétionville, Haiti, and we are awaiting the arrival of Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, who is expected to arrive in Port-au-Prince early Saturday morning. Once the Prime Minister arrives, he's expected to meet with Haitian President, His Excellency Jovenel Moïse. Both officials will then have bilateral meetings between the governments of the Bahamas and Haiti, and then both leaders will sign a joint declaration for both countries. Once those meetings with the Haitian president have been completed, the Prime Minister is expected to tour the island of Haiti, seeing some agricultural sites along with his delegation that includes several cabinet ministers. We also want to tell you that the CARICOM meetings officially start next week Monday here at Port-au-Prince at the Marriott Hotel, where CARICOM leaders will discuss several issues of regional interest. Now, coming up in the National Report at 7 o'clock, we'll have an interview with the Minister of Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, who will tell us about his role in next week's CARICOM meetings. Reporting from the Carib Hotel in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
The migration issue in the Bahamas on the agenda as talks convene with the Bahamas and the Haitian government in the coming days. Discussions will take place with the Haitian president and representatives from his government. Minister of Financial Services, Trade, Industry and Immigration, the Honorable Brent Simonet, on those migration talks.
We have to separate the issue of persons born in the Bahamas, which is a big issue, from the persons coming to the Bahamas now. Okay, so with regard to persons born in the Bahamas, that's something we have to deal with in the Bahamas. The expectation with regard to persons coming here, I have great expectations that we'll be able to deal with the issues between governments. Now, whether that translates into a decrease in the number of people physically coming, that will have to be seen. Because, there is an expectation by persons in Haiti that they're coming to the Bahamas for a better life. And I'm not too sure that any intervention by either government will ever be able to curtail that expectation.
Meetings in Haiti will also focus on trade, the economy, and technical cooperation.
Part of that issue we'll talk about, obviously, Bahamas Air, aviation, tourism, agriculture, with the whole question of the movement of fruits such as mangoes, and so on and so forth between the Bahamas and Haiti, and also we'll deal with immigration. Say, for instance, on the agricultural side, a lot of the mangoes that from Haiti, that come from Haiti, actually go through Miami and then come here. So it's a question of the quality control. The Americans have a stamp they put on the mangoes. So we need to find a similar way for mangoes and fruit to come direct from Haiti to here, which will result in more trade between Haiti and here.
The island of Eleuthera is getting some attention as officials visited the island to get a grasp of the infrastructural works needed there. Cleopatra Murphy tells us tonight that the Minister of Public Works also highlighted a project that can be a model for the rest of this country.
Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, and a team from the Ministry of Works and Bahamas Power and Light arrived in Eleuthera Thursday morning to take a look at infrastructural works on the island. The two-day trip started in Rock Sound with an initial stop at the government dock and then the homecoming site, where Area Member of Parliament Hank Johnson highlighted the need for a new docking facility, stating that the water is too shallow, forcing mailboats that service the community to go to Governor's Harbor.
And we have the view that if we are provided with a new docking facility here in Rock Sound, it can be used for multi-purpose in this area, where we would use it for docking for international vessels, mailboat services, and include, if you notice, we have a lot of sailboats, yacht boats coming, it'll be used for that. And if it's done properly, then the regatta site and the homecoming site can be used in that same area.
From there, the Public Works Minister visited the Cape Eleuthera Institute that he says is a model for the Bahamas in renewable energy and its use in the country.
They create more energy than they use. So they are actually now, at this time of day, exporting energy to the grid that other people can benefit from. And that has to be the future of what we do in the Family Islands. That's the mission that the government has for all the Family Islands. And we already have the studies for 6 major Family Islands, where we can actually come in and have the solar power utilized in a manner that's productive and helps communities.
Next on the agenda was a stop in Governor's Harbor, where the Public Works Minister inspected the $250,000 seawall and roadworks project completed last April. The project included 500 linear feet of seawall, and senior engineer in the Ministry of Public Works, Robert Mousis, says they were pleased with the outcome.
The road, there were some major sinkholes in the road, so what we had to do was do a repair job on the road. So what we had to do was excavate down and sort of plug the holes in the wall to stop fill being washed out. We've gone up and built the road up with concrete, and we finished the road off as a concrete road. So there's a 10 to 12 inch concrete slab road with the parapets, as you can see, along the side. So.
From there, the minister and his delegation visited the Water and Sewerage Corporation's Governor's Harbor site, the Glass Window Bridge, the future site of the Water and Sewerage Corporation's reverse osmosis plant in the Bogue, and the North Eleuthera High School, where an expansion project is currently underway. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
In the coming months, the Bahamian public should see changes regarding shantytowns across this country. Minister of Labor, Senator the Honorable Dion Folks, who heads the Cabinet Committee, said so far meetings were held with various stakeholders, including the religious community.
We also met with Rights Bahamas, which is the human rights group headed by Fred Smith and Joe Davo, and they gave us their input. We're consulting the international groups like PAHO, the ILO, CARICOM, and also the United Nations to make sure we do this properly. We are going to do this properly, and we are going to regulate those unregulated communities. In other words, they will not exist anymore. We are hopeful that this summer the Bahamian people will see some results here in New Providence, and later on see some results in Abaco, in North Andros, in Exuma, and in North Eleuthera.
And still to come, visitors and Eleutherans working in Harbor Island proving a big business for ferry boat operators. That story and more when the Bahamas Tonight, 1st to 6, comes right back.
Happy birthday, Ariana. Happy birthday to you. What's this for?
I want me to say some cake for you.
Ever since you guys moved to the Family Islands, I have missed so many birthdays.
Yes, Mummy. We gotta thank BTC for bringing the internet to our community.
You're right, honey.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Grammy. Say bye, Grammy.
What does support look like? What does it sound like when you feel the pulse of a nation? When you make a difference in the lives of strong, principled, cultured people who are driven by hard work and passion. People who build communities where hospitality is warmly demonstrated because this is the Bahamas and we're happy to share our wealth. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians. Bahamians helping Bahamians.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
There is no recession in Harbor Island. In fact, things are so good that some Eleutherians travel from as far south as Rock Sound to work there. It also means big business for those in the island's transportation industry. Vaughn Albury reports.
With hundreds of tourists flocking to Harbor Island, ferry boat service is big business from North Eleuthera, taking visitors and Bahamians who work there daily. Captain Willard Johnson is thankful for the business.
Start from at least 5:30 in the morning and stop running like 11 o'clock at night.
So how long is the trip between the islands?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So and in a day you would make how many trips? This time of year?
About 13 to 15.
Wow. It's $5 one way and takes up to 12 passengers per trip. Latoya Pinder Russell works on Harbor Island.
I live in Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera, so I have to travel some 22 miles every day back and forth just to get to work.
And what does it mean to your pocket, money-wise?
Oh my, it's quite expensive because we have to pay almost, you might as well say $10 every day just to get back and forth, and that's like 5 days a week.
And the jobs are here in Harbor Island?
They're here in Harbor Island.
Taryn McDonald lives in the Bluff, North Eleuthera, and has been working in Harbor Island for years.
On Harbor Island, I do a lot of cabinets and build furniture, doors, and I do a lot of carpentry works because there's a lot of potential works on Harbor Island.
And most of your customers are?
Most of my customers are the winter residents.
And winter residents are spurring a construction boom with dozens of workers coming from the mainland. McDonald was asked if he sometimes stayed overnight.
No, I don't stay over, but I come over. Sometimes I wake up late, catch the last boat at 10 o'clock, but majority I go cross at 5 o'clock. You'll find probably about 1 or 2 boats running, about 2 boats at the most, so you don't have no problem getting over and no problem getting back over.
With so many Lutherans working there, Dr. Lee Presenti was asked if Harbor Islanders are employed.
All Harbor Islanders are employed if they want to be. And unfortunately, we do have maybe a small segment of our society who believe that life is only to be enjoyed. And that is unfortunate because we've seen a lot of talented people who just literally just party their way through. And I think for anyone who has any kind of vision or any kind of ambition, and especially if you are a Harbor Islander, certainly there's no reason on earth that you cannot find a job here on Harbor Island.
For now, there is full employment which sustains many households on Eleuthera. I am Vaughn Albury, ZNS Network News.
The 3-day Junkanoo Conclave hosted by the National Junkanoo Committee, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence wrapped up with some positive results. Chairman of the JCMP, Silva Ferguson, telling ZNS News on Thursday afternoon that multi-purpose facilities for all Junkanoo groups are expected to be constructed here in the capital and around the Family Islands.
To revitalize these Junkanoo constituencies or Junkanoo communities, and basically the plan was laid out last year for these multifaceted facilities for Junkanoo groups, and the plans were unveiled, the drawings were unveiled to the conclave, very exciting looking complex for Junkanoo. I think it will be a plus once they're utilized properly, okay? Because there are recording studios in them. There are museum space, there are workspaces, and so it gives the groups opportunity to basically embark on being self-supportive.
Ferguson says the multifaceted Junkanoo facilities will cost well over $300,000 per unit, and groups will partner with the government to make that dream happen.
Government will move on the facilities. I think the first one will happen this year, or probably early next year. But based on the conversation at the conclave, it has been approved by the cabinet, and so it's time to take off. It's all up to the groups, and what the ministry have asked all of the groups here in New Providence and the Family Islands to do is to locate the property, the space, advise who's the owner, so that that conversation can start to basically start to either own the property or lease the property, so that these facilities can become on, these facilities would be placed on to make our group start to move forward financially.
The Department of Statistics is 50 years old and celebrated its golden anniversary with a ceremony honoring past directors under the theme, How Far We've Come. Former directors Kelsey Dorsett, Charles Stewart, and the late J. Egbert Tertullian were all honored at the event. Stewart and Dorsett shared their experiences as directors of the department.
In the lead role, you can't really please everybody, so you have to really use wise judgment and decide where they can serve the department and the country in a better capacity.
You're also interacting with the government because statistics is very expensive, and usually the budget that we get to operate is kind of a short. Doesn't fit the. We can't produce that kind of data with the amount of funding we get from the government, basically. And so what we do too is interact with organizations that provide funding, IDB, and a number of those agencies.
Franklin Williams is the nephew of the late J. Egbert Tertullian.
Many things were happening. The emergence of the new and modern Bahamas. And he had a vision, and he is responsible, really, in no small way, for the modern Department of Statistics.
The Bahamas Constitution Party will celebrate 20 years of participation in Bahamian politics and the mandate to return righteous governance to the Bahamas with a service of Thanksgiving on Monday, February 26 at 7 p.m. at the Golden Gates World Outreach Center. BPC founder and servant leader Ali McIntosh says they will pay tribute to Sir Lyndon Pindling and Sir Randall Fox.
And we want to invite persons to come out on Monday night. It is going to be a very exciting evening as we recognize and we bring the generations together. Most of the persons who signed the preamble, the Constitution, is gone, but we have 5 members that are still living. We've invited all of them to attend, and the families of all of the signatories who have passed on to attend. As we indicated before, the Pindling family and the Fox family will be there. Monique Pindling Johnson, she's a dynamic young lady, the youngest child of Sir Lyndon.
The Bahamas men's basketball team competing against the Dominican Republic in the home-away qualifying series for the FIBA World Cup. Kelsey Johnson has more ahead in sports.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Fanta, supporting the greatest expression of Bahamian culture. More than one flavor, still one family.
Financial dreams only become a reality when we make the commitment to ourselves and our financial future. Let Leno help you bridge your dream into a reality. Leno Corporate Services offer individual retirement plans, pension administration, investment management, brokerage and trading, accounting, payroll, and corporate services.
Leno, bridging possibilities. Contact us at 396-3225.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Here's your first look at sports for Friday. The Bahamas men's national basketball team kept it close for 2 quarters, but the second half was all about the Dominican Republic, who won 96-63 on Thursday night. The number 17 ranked team in the world, the Dominican Republic, outscored the Bahamas 20-9 in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Their 18-6 run led to an 17-point lead heading into the fourth.
I think we scouted this team. We were well prepared for this team. As you can see in the first half, I think we came out flat. Miscommunication on defense in the second half. And just coming out flat. We just couldn't put the ball in the hole, and they did a hell of a job putting the ball inside the hole. I think the good adjustment that they made was they went smaller. When we match up with them smaller, we lost offense. And that began to hurt us.
Great team job, so we are happy to beat Bahamas on this window. So it's one of the things that we want to come here. At the beginning, they tried to put more effort with us, play hard and everything, but at the running of the game, we try to doing better every time. After the halftime, we're doing better.
Leading the scores chart was Victor Les, who closed with 19 points. Roberto Mendoza added 18 points and Luis Montero 17 points. The Bahamas had 2 players in double figures, Kentuan Smith and Jerome Burrows. They both closed with 11 points. The game with the U.S. Virgin Islands and Canada was played right here in the 242 on Thursday night at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gymnasium. Canada dominated the U.S. Virgin Islands, trouncing them 118-89. Canada is also ranked high in the world, coming in at number 25, while the U.S. Virgin Islands sits at 48 and the Bahamas at 60. The North Long Island Jamboree is well underway. Sitting courtside was our Julian Gibson. He has all the highlights.
Kelsey, North Long Island High School has a new shot clock. T.A. Thompson Junior boys would light up the clock 26-16, beating Sensal Junior boys. T.A. Thompson in the blue, Sensal in the white tops.
Yeah, it feels good to pick up the first win, seeing that we came off the plane basically almost on the court. It's our first time here. We just wanted to give the guys some exposure. The season is very short for the GSSA, so this adds to helping them develop a better game, especially for my 7th and my 8th graders, because that's what my team mostly consists of, so this gives them a jump start on next year.
How far you expect to go in the tournament?
I expect to be at the top. I do think I have a good group of boys, and I think we can make it to the top.
Now for San Salvador coach Esbron, he knew exactly why his team lost.
Yeah, I think they had some legit man. This is a new crew I'm trying to work with. The lack of games, I think that will always be our problem right now. One high school, we only could fight against ourselves. I think if we played the first 3 quarters, down the stretch, we just did not enough gas. We run out of gas. I think the guys, if they, just listen some more, I think we got a good chance of beating that team if we would meet them again.
Up next on the court, intermediate boys action. How about Coach Mark Hanna and D.W. Davis, intermediate boys, where they took care of business against the host school, North Long Island High School Stars. In fact, D.W. Davis led at one point 19-2, and they would go on to win 48-14.
We've set a high standard for our program. Anything less than a championship is unacceptable. So we came over here, first of all, for the guys to relax after a long season in Nassau, to get some fresh air. Also, we want to win and take it back to Nassau, the championship again.
It look easy tonight against North Long Island.
Well, those guys are athletic and they can run and they can move, but I can see that they're lacking games. So maybe this may be their first, second, or third game, but this must but our 35th or 36th game, so it's a big difference.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thank you so much, Julian. This weekend proving to be a busy one for our local and collegiate-based swimmers. The Lightfoot Key Swim Club hosting their annual meet at the Betty Kenning Kelly Aquatic Center on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. It's a one-day session meet, so we expect things to be moving pretty fast as our swimmers stretch for Carifta qualifying times. The 5K open water swim will also be hosted by the Abaco Swim Club in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Open water race is a part of Carifta. It is swam on the final day. Game 2 in the Best of 5 Championship Series in the New Providence Volleyball Association spikes on tonight at 7:30 p.m. over there at the Donald Davis Gym. Defending champions in the women's division, Scottdale Vixens leads the series against the Lady Defenders, 1-0. The National Fence Intruders also on top in their series with the defendants men's team. They also have a 1-game lead. That's your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. There's more to come.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Bring all the noise, drums, cowbells, whistles, and horns. FIBA World Cup qualifier games are back at the Kendall G. Isaacs Gym. Show your Bahamian pride and wear your colors as we take on the Dominican Republic Thursday, February 22nd, and Canada Sunday, February 25th. Oh my, I can't wait for all the above the rim, fast break, wire-to-wire games. Team 242 needs their 6th man to be there. I know I'll be there. Tickets can be purchased online at www.etix.com.
We are their mentor. And when we live long enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing. Because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child.
And in Caribbean news this evening, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda Gaston Brown indicated on Thursday that Parliament will soon be dissolved and hinted that elections will be in a matter of weeks, adding to months of speculation that an early election will be called in Antigua and Barbuda. The next election is constitutionally due in mid-2019. A week before the start of the Habanos Festival, everything is ready in Havana for the hosting of this international gathering dedicated to the world's best tobacco. From February 26 to March 2nd, lovers of Habanos cigars from more than 50 countries will assemble for the popular festival. All funds raised will go to the Cuban public health system. In a long-awaited decision that has major ramifications for the territory's Economic Development Commission program, the United States Tax Court in Washington, D.C. has rejected the arguments of the U.S. Internal Revenue Service and ruled that the federal statute of limitations applies to the United States Virgin Islands taxpayers who file their income tax returns with the local Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, we had a mix of cloud and sunshine today with some light showers during the early morning and afternoon hours. But outside of our studios right now, we have mostly cloudy conditions. Temperature 79 degrees, a relative humidity at 74%. The winds are out of the northeast at 9 knots. Your barometric pressure 1,024.5 millibars. That is 30.25 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
Thanks, Basil, and that does it for the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the Northern Bahamas is up next.
president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority talks about new plans for licensees. A social media seminar held for primary school students. And Bahamians are being encouraged to grow their own food.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, members of the business community were out in large numbers for the 20th annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook on Thursday. Among the many speakers, the president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, who spoke about new plans to help develop the city of Freeport. Italia Hall has the details.
President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, took part in a panel discussion on the topic, how we intend to weather the storm and the rejuvenation of the economy of Grand Bahama during the Grand Bahama Business Outlook. The president says there are a number of benefits offered to the licensees of the Grand Bahama Port Authority. He says currently there is a 30% discount program offered to licensees who refer a new licensee to the GBPA.
Licensee would refer another new licensee to us and get 30% of that license fee structure being applied to their balance. That's one thing. Then we've been having a lot of conferences, workshops, and the workshops entail a number of different areas, from e-commerce to marketing to bookkeeping to VAT training.
License fees were waived for any unique business within the downtown area for 1 year. But Roll says there is more good news, and he made this announcement.
We're going to expand that program to the entire length and breadth of Freeport, where we encourage unique businesses. And
so you heard that. If you have a unique business idea in Freeport in general, right, you can get, I want to make sure that we heard it right.
Because, I mean, you have to be very skillful in how you implement this. Licensees are complaining about oversaturation, and so you don't want to just open it up.
The president says it is the responsibility of all Grand Bahamians to make Grand Bahama what it once was.
Stop speaking so negatively about your environment. When you speak it, you then cause it to happen. In fact, just last week, I spoke to a gentleman who provides business to the Bahamas Celebration. And he says, Ian, one of your biggest problems in Freeport is that when persons touch down there and they jump into a taxi, for instance, there's negative talk. Then they go to the bars and the restaurants, there's negative talk. And they don't want to come back.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress 17th Triennial Conference is underway at the Grand Lucayan Resort. The theme for the three-day conference is Economic Empowerment for Workers. President Obi Ferguson Jr. says the Congress is charged with the responsibility to do what it must to bring relief to the unions and workers.
The need for education is critical, and the need for general management of unions are essential. All hands must be on deck as we explore and critique those areas where we have not performed in a manner expected of us as we manage the affairs of the union.
When asked about the sale of the Grand Lucayan Resort and the future of the current employees, Ferguson said that a meeting was held recently with the members and adds that he has been in preliminary talks with the Minister of Labor.
Specifics have not been determined as yet, so it may be rather premature to discuss any details that we have not yet determined. But certainly we have had conversation with the Minister of Labor with respect to the matters here. What is important for the members in this property as it relates to the Bahamas Hotel Managerial Association, there is a bargaining industrial agreement in place. And the statutory laws have now made it possible that those terms that were in place and are in place have now taken on a statutory role. In other words, it's part of the statute that those terms will remain with the workers until the new industrial agreement is completed. We are in the process of negotiating that as well.
Well, some call it the social media age, and St. Paul's Methodist College hosting a seminar for 4th and 5th grade students, along with their parents, to examine the positive and negative impacts of social media. The seminar was held in conjunction with the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Kimberly Mullings was there.
Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and then some. Social media definitely has its pros and its cons. Tuesday, Corporal 3506 Arnold Nesbitt Jr. was the presenter on social media usage to 4th and 5th graders of St. Paul's Methodist College and urged parents and guardians to be more vigilant with their children by monitoring their devices.
The use of a cell phone, what is the main purpose of the cell phone? Okay? That's what the parents need to actually teach their children, the uses of cell phone. They have parental control. They need to make sure monitor what their children are doing at this stage, because their children involved in gangs, dealing with, like I stated earlier, porn sites and stuff. It's very important for the parents and teachers to actually know the child, what the child is capable of and what the child is doing with those cell phones. 4th
and 5th grade teacher Natasha Thompson says children are exposed to social media and parents, guardians, and teachers would be naive to think otherwise.
We have to be the ones to tell them about the positive and the negative influence of social media so that they'll be educated and they will be equipped. Because the thing about it, we know that not every parent think that they don't need to give their child a cell phone. I think from the youngest child, probably from age 4 and upward, they have a cell phone. So my view is, if you're going to equip a child, it's important for you to educate that child.
Thompson believes that it was important to invite officers to equip the students on how to positively use social media.
Social media is good. The internet is good because it can be used for educational purposes. However, there's a negative aspect of social media where our children can watch porn, they can watch some of the cartoons today are exposing them in such a way that we have to educate them. We have to be the ones to tell them which is good, what is good for them and what is not good for them.
St. Paul's principal, Erica Lang, says it is important to have informative, interactive seminars for students and their parents.
When we think of social media, sometimes we think it's just the high school children. The reality of our society is that children are being exposed to more at a younger age. So we need to inform children of exactly the dangers of social media and the benefits of it as well, but also the parents, because quite often parents are unaware of really what's going on and what their children are being exposed to. So we need to ensure that parents are equipped with the information so that they can then parent their children more effectively, and thereby a greater society we will have.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNAS Network News.
Food security is a major focus in countries around the world, and here at home, Bahamians are being encouraged to grow their own food to avoid a possible crisis in the future. Sabrina Brown reports.
The Bahamas relies heavily on food imports, importing over $1 billion in food annually. With rising food prices and as the demand for food increases, there are mounting concerns. While the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, BAMSI, was established to help Bahamians to feed themselves, President of Tarif College Terrence Archer says they remain focused on developing an agriculture and mariculture program, as he believes these are viable programs.
We want to give more of a practical feel to persons where they can see how the fish grows from the larva stage, and it's going through his adolescence, juvenile, adult stage, and we want to give Bahamians the first opportunity. I believe that this program, once it's established, can provide major job opportunities as well.
Agriculture is the world's largest industry. It employs more than 1 billion people and generates over $1.3 trillion worth of food annually. Archer is encouraging more Bahamians to take a greater interest in this vital and lucrative business and to acquire the technical skills needed to be successful in the industry.
Showing our people, how do you make flour, from these starchy plants? We want to teach Bahamians real science, not just talking about it or giving the theory in the classroom, but have something there for them to see real science. That's what Tarif is about.
He says efforts to establish the agriculture and mariculture programs at Tarif are progressing.
We have already acquired 5 acres in the High Rock area. We're looking at some other areas where we want to acquire land for the mariculture. But the agriculture side of it, we have that already, prepping the land to start developing the property.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, a plane crashed landing on Deepwater Key yesterday, and videos and photos quickly began circulating on social media. Now, police report that shortly after 2 p.m., police officers in Grand Bahama received reports that a single-engine plane had crash landed on a dirt road near Deepwater Key Landing Dock in East Grand Bahama. The aircraft was reportedly experiencing mechanical difficulties. According to police, inquiries reveal that the pilot was the only person on board the aircraft and there were no reported injuries. This incident is under investigation. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
You name it, and Dolly's got it in the bag. That means they have it all. Gorgeous rooms-to-go furniture and accessories, Radio Shack electronics and musician supplies, Ace hardware and housewares, Whirlpool and GE appliances, Ace paint and supplies, the Garden Center. We have thousands of items to choose from to make your home run. And Dolly Madison is committed to providing you with quality name brand products at great everyday savings. Yes, Dolly Madison Home Center's got it in the bag.
Join RE/MAX and RBC Finco for a mortgage fair at Port Lacaya Marketplace Square this Saturday between 12 and 6 p.m. If you're a first-time home buyer or a seller, this is where you should be. Call 374-7653.
Pizza Hut Lovers Pizzas give you more of what you love. Meat lovers get more meat. Cheese lovers get more cheese. Veggie lovers get more veggies. Pepperoni lovers get more pepperoni. When you purchase a large Lovers Pizza, you get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. Pizza Hut will donate that $2 to the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Get your large Lovers Pizza, spend an additional $2, and get any small one-topping pizza for just $2. For the love of children at Pizza Hut Freeport.
It is exciting, innovative, it is fresh, and yes, awe-inspiring.
Phenomenal with Joan Davis Roll.
Only on the ZNS Television Network.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Junior Achievement Speech Competition held this week at the Mary Star of the Sea Auditorium. The top 3 winners were Dejanelle Dixon of the Bishop Michael Eldon School. She finished 3rd. Ariel Pinder of St. George's came in 2nd, and Azaria Knowles of Lucaya International School earned the top award. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Michael Pintard, spoke to the students, telling the young competitors that no matter what speech competition they enter, they should not get addicted to the style and form.
Become addicted to the content and the objective of what you have to say. Because at the end of the day, it is about having something to say. Some people say things beautifully and it's absolutely meaningless. It's fluff, it's air. And then some people say a few things and it's impactful. Better still, there are some people who just show up and rather than delivering a message, they are the message.
Minister Pintard says Grand Bahama needs a revival.
Entrepreneurship is what is going to do it. Junior Achievement is the feeder system that not only provides entrepreneurs, but it provides persons who work for others who have an enterprising spirit. So the work that you're doing is really transformative.
They are the country's tax collectors, but this group of public officers are involved in a benevolence ministry helping the vulnerable in society. Officers of the Customs Department recently showed up at the Home Away from Home facility in Carvel Beach, bearing gifts for the operator of the assisted living facility. Superintendent of Revenue Gregory Jones says they were moved to provide food items and other supplies for the home.
Sit down and mingle with persons, the elderly people, you know, they are precious people, And sometimes, it is, we try to bring upliftment to their heart, like the song we just sing, "Love Lifted Me." And I feel good, and I felt compelled to come and join my staff to share in this, fond memories, and I look forward to doing it from, many more times.
Operator of the home, Mervis Knowles, was moved to tears. She says the items came just in the nick of time.
And shedding some tears also too in the midst of it, because this is what I've been praying for, and I'm asking God to really help the home to continue to have the food drive going. That we have like over 20-something patients in here. We do over 60 to 70 plus meals here a day, and God really did it. He really did it and answered my prayer. And for the custom officers and stuff like that, I speak a blessing back over their life also too.
Wing Ding Carry Out restaurant is relatively new in the business, yet it is making a mark for community involvement. General Manager Trey Williams says since opening, they've been quietly assisting persons in need, from bill payments to school fees and grocery. The business has gone a step further and has established the Do Something charitable organization to expand their reach in the community.
We decided to establish a charity where we can have it on a larger scale for people to have the resource to have those little extras met. We as a business realized that without our customers and without our community, that we definitely would not be here. And we saw that, Freeport isn't really in the best state. And sometimes we forget that we actually need a little bit more help. I saw a few weeks back where we had a lady in store, and she was struggling between paying her daughter's BGCSE exams and keeping the light on. And that shouldn't really be a choice. Giving your kids an opportunity shouldn't be a choice.
Williams says they want to be a company that's active in the community. So come March 24th, they will host a free community fun day.
The Fire Ring Challenge is basically a community fun day, not just for the kids, but for the adults. What it is, it's a challenge for people to eat some of our hottest wings in the store that are made from some of the hottest peppers in the world. So the event will be tied to a free community fun day that will have entertainment, DJs, some food, some games and giveaways for the kids. All the entry fees and proceeds from that event are going to go directly towards the charity that will go into the community to help with groceries and bill payments. And that's basically all that we wanted to do, because, there is a need for it. And there is a need for people to realize that, we are here, and we're not just here to, take from you. We're here to give back, and we're here to say thank you. And that's our way of saying, we're here, we want to help. And as much as we can, we want to go ahead and do that.
Residents and visitors on the island of Abaco are in for a two-day treat this weekend. It all begins tonight with Junior Junkanoo on the BAIC Park. 3 preschools are competing: Grace Baptist, Teaching Children to Achieve, and Change Preparatory. 4 primary schools will be competing this year: Cooperstown, Treasure Key, Central Abaco, and St. Francis de Sales. And just 1 high school will hit the parade route tonight, and that's SC Boodle. Now, in the Senior Junkanoo Parade tomorrow evening, 4 groups are expected to participate: Spring City, Rockers, Spring City Soldiers, Spartans United, and another group from Green Turtle Key. And now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Welcome to Ask the Doctor. Daryl from New Providence asks, I read recently that annual checkups are not helpful if you are healthy. Is this true? Daryl, thanks for an interesting question. There are healthcare theorists and planners who argue that there is not much evidence that an annual exam provides good enough health outcomes to justify the costs. But there are still many good reasons to visit your doctor for an annual checkup. Annual physical exams are a vital part of illness prevention and intervention if necessary. While many persons make sure that their children have routine doctor visits, as adults, too many of us neglect this important key to maintaining good physical health. doctors can use an annual exam to keep abreast of signs and symptoms that could lead to a serious illness. During an exam, your doctor will ask you about your family history and note your vital signs, including your blood pressure, heart rate, respiration rate, and temperature. They can also note changes in your heart, lungs, eyes, skin, and extremities. As we mature and age, the annual exam can also become a useful screening opportunity for certain cancers, as well as serious conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Avoiding an annual checkup can increase your risk of developing more serious medical conditions in the future. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, Ricardo Lightbourne is up next with a check on sports.
Join Remax and RBC Finco for a mortgage fair at Port Lacaya Marketplace Square this Saturday between 12 and 6 p.m. If you're a first-time home buyer or a seller, this is where you should be. Call 374-7653.
Welcome to Jags International. We have Celebration, Valeria, FRS, Bahamas Air, Hotel, car vouchers now on sale.
Girls, I tried book my ticket online with them ferry them. So complicated, they asking for too much.
That's why I stick to Jags. No agency fees or booking fees. Cash and credit, all the same. Blow deals and spectacular services with a smile.
Yes, that's Jags. Your one-stop shop to Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Miami.
We even offer cheap car rental vouchers, dollar, thrifty, Hertz, and VIP service.
Book now with Jags and get their $5 discount card. And don't forget the super sales going on.
KFC Famous Bowls are back. Stay warm this winter with KFC Famous Bowls. Regular and barbecue. Hot, creamy mashed potatoes, topped with corn and the Colonel's delicious popcorn chicken, layered in hot gravy or our sweet honey barbecue sauce, topped with our 3-cheese blend. So much to eat. What are you waiting on? Stay cold or get warm with KFC Famous Bowls. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
Don't miss Love and Remembrance Show this Friday at 8 p.m. Dr. Ash will reveal 2 lucky winners from their Nassau and Freeport offices. Yes, that's Ion Health Love and Remembrance Show this Friday at 8 p.m. They will reflect on 2017 as they embrace this new and exciting year 2018. Ion Health this Friday at 8 p.m. Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
Everybody, it's time for sports. And Ricardo Lightbourne, Megan, and Natalia say they got dates, so let's go. Geneva Rutherford girls basketball tournament, folks, at the Jack Hayward Gym officially opened Thursday with the focus on big dreams. Big Dreams Only is the theme for the Geneva Rutherford girls basketball tournament. Marvin Roll, the Minister of Education, extended a warm welcome to the visiting teams of Grand Bahama. Patron Neva Rutherford pointed to Watia Roll, Jonquil Jones, and Eulette McPhee McEwen as players to emulate. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Michael Pinto, told the girls that preparation is essential.
It's important for you to prepare. Use school as an opportunity to prepare for the rest of your life. Young ladies, the young man who you will eventually marry, that will come later. Don't let brothers who could only carry your books and can't read them take your future from you. Protect yourself.
The sports minister spoke to winning, but winning the right way.
So decide you will win the right way. That you're going to practice, you're going to prepare, so there's no need for you to pump up with any foreign substance. That you could school somebody on the court, so really there's no need to trip them down, shake them, or punch them. There's really no need. Winning the right way is the best way.
Basketball is a team sport, and that team concept is essential in life.
So in the team concept, you need friends who will encourage you to stay in school to do well and also to protect your life. Embrace your team members. Now here's the kicker. You're in a tournament. Your individual basketball team wants to win, but all of you are members of Team Bahamas. So I'm asking you to play with a kind of camaraderie that today on the court you're battling, but at the end of the day, many of you will be on the same national team competing with people around the world. So this is a time to form friendships, not create enemies. This is a time to bond, not to hate.
The sports minister showing that he still possesses some basketball skill and declared the tournament open. And let me tell you, the patron of the tournament, Mrs. Geneva Rutherford, is elated with the continuance of the girls' basketball tournament and encouraged the girls to work hard and big dreams.
This tournament is only a first step to see if you like the game enough, to see if you think this may be your path to higher education, and to see if you are willing to put in the work it will take to get the same stage set by the 3 internationally recognized female Bahamian basketball superstars. Because if so, you have superstar role models at the top and many others in pursuit of stardom presently in colleges across the United States. So the doorway is wide open for you.
And also, they're going to be playing all throughout tonight and into tomorrow. Go check out the girls at the Jack Haber Gym. Well, the wahoo was the fastest fish in the sea. The Blue Island Cove invited some anglers to come in and chase after the wahoo. The 4th Blue Island Cove Bahamas Wahoo Classic attracted 12 boats chasing the fastest fish in the sea, the wahoo. When the numbers were added up, the Corkscrew with 156.5 points, and they secured the title. The Rising Point total 145 points for second place. The Junior Angler Award went to young Bon Burhoff fishing on the Sharehold. The Corkscrew had the largest wahoo, weighing in at 45 pounds. Tournament director from Stuart, Florida, Christina Forden, said it was a super tournament.
This is actually our backyard. That's what we call it, our ocean backyard. And we enjoy coming over to Bahamas. And everybody where I'm from, we definitely support here. And that's why we have the Wahoo tournament, because we want to support Bahamas, where we always enjoy coming to. $100.
The anglers had a wonderful experience fishing and made some money, and they also gave some back.
With every money that's made from this tournament is donated to the Bahamas. This year it's going to be the Weston Primary Schools of the Bahamas, and we want to support as much as we can since we do come and enjoy fishing over here.
The champions of Corkscrew celebrating, and yes, Alan Sharon said it best, fishing in the Bahamas is A1.
We had a good time out there. The seas were bad. The place here was really good. We enjoyed it here, and we just got lucky, I guess. We got lucky, but we love it here in the Bahamas, and the Bahamas is like, we want to come back to the Bahamas all the time. The Bahamas is the best place to go out and go fish. I will tell you that.
Go home?
We come back, listen, we don't want to go home. You can stay here. We would love to go sports dive, fish. We love the Bahamas.
And also don't forget also that the Subway Tennis Tournament started today. That's going to run through Monday. We'll have highlights for you on Monday and how the kids do. Let's look at your sports tonight.
Join RE/MAX and RBC Finco for a mortgage fair at Port Lacaya Marketplace Square this Saturday between 12 and 6 p.m. If you're a first-time home buyer or a seller, this is where you should be. Call 374-7653.
The Ministry of Health wishes to advise members of the public that prevention is key during this flu season. Practicing good cough hygiene can make the difference between you and your loved ones getting the flu or spreading the influenza virus. Good cough hygiene habits include covering your mouth and nose with a tissue when coughing or sneezing, and proper disposal of the tissue in a trash bin. Coughing or sneezing into your upper sleeve near your inner elbow and not your hands when a tissue is not available. Avoiding the use of handkerchiefs and towels as they hold germs, becoming a nest for the virus. And frequently washing your hands with soap and water, which is listed as one of the most important steps you can take to avoid getting sick and passing the virus on to others. If you have any questions about how to practice good cough hygiene to avoid catching or spreading the flu, contact your nearest community clinic or the Health Education Division at the Ministry of Health. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health in partnership with the Public Hospitals Authority.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Italia wants you to know that the only date she has tonight is with her little sister, Cynthia, who's celebrating her 11th birthday today.
But she told me she got a date with a guy. She gonna go eat
Well, she's probably going to take a little sister for her birthday, and I'm going to tag along.
Your date?
If the food is there, I'm just going to go with them.
Anyhow, Kentucky on the way.
That's going to do it for us here in the north.
Every kind of like one.
I'm Megan Shepherd. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Bye-bye.
Prime Minister set to lead a Bahamian delegation into Haiti for the 29th Intersessional CARICOM meeting. Eleutherians flock to Harbor Island for job opportunities. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Leaders of the Caribbean community preparing for crucial talks next week on issues of concern to the region. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis. Leaders from across the region are preparing to arrive in Haiti this weekend to participate in the 29th Intersessional meeting of CARICOM, which begins on Monday. The nation's chief is expected to leave the capital this weekend to join members of the Bahamian delegation already in Haiti. Altaviz Munnings is in Port-au-Prince.
The Bahamas' advanced delegation arrived here in Port-au-Prince Thursday evening. We were greeted by the Bahamas' ambassador to Haiti, His Excellency Jeffrey Williams, as well as embassy staff. We're staying here at the Caribbean Hotel in Pétionville, Haiti, where we are awaiting the arrival of Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis. Prime Minister Minnis and his delegation will arrive here in Haiti early Saturday morning. Once he arrives here, the Prime Minister will meet with Haitian President His Excellency Jovenel Moïse. They're expected to have bilateral meetings between the governments of the Bahamas and Haiti. From there, the Prime Minister and President Moïse will sign a joint declaration. Once that is done, the Prime Minister will tour the island of Haiti, and then he's expected to have a dinner with the delegation Saturday night. The official start of the CARICOM meetings are on Monday at the Marriott Hotel, and the Prime Minister and his delegation will be there to discuss issues of regional interest. Minister of Transport and Local Government, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, led the advanced delegation here to Haiti on Thursday. He explained to us his role in next week's CARICOM meetings.
As part of the agenda, we will be discussing maritime partnerships, and as the minister responsible for maritime industry in the Bahamas, I'll be very much involved in those discussions. It is envisioned that we could come to some agreement or understanding where we might even share some of the territorial space in our efforts to work towards the mutual interests of migration from one country to the next.
What do you want Bahamians and Haitians to understand about the discussions that will be taking place next week for the Bahamas at CARICOM?
It is important for both countries to understand that we share cordial relationships that predate our 1977 diplomatic relations, and these discussions are geared towards ensuring that we continue to nurture those relationships for the benefit of the interfamily relationships that exist between the two countries. As you look around in the Bahamas, family names have changed, which suggests that through marriage, we're actually becoming one people in reality. And so these discussions are to ensure that moving forward, we know how to proceed. We proceed in the best interest of all concerned.
We encourage you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network for the latest reports from the 29th Intersessional meeting of the CARICOM heads of government. Reporting from Caribbean Hotel in Pétionville, Haiti, with my colleague Philip Marsh, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
The migration issue in this country will be addressed as the Bahamian delegation meet with Haitian officials over the next few days. Discussions will take place with the Haitian president and representatives from his government. Immigration Minister, the Honorable Brent Simonet, is also a part of that delegation.
We have to separate the issue of persons born in the Bahamas, which is a big issue, from the persons coming to the Bahamas now. Okay, so with regard to persons born in the Bahamas, that's something we have to deal with in the Bahamas. The expectation with regard to persons coming here I have great expectations that we'll be able to deal with the issues between governments. Now, whether that translates into a decrease in the number of people physically coming, that will have to be seen. Because, there is an expectation by persons in Haiti that they're coming to the Bahamas for a better life. And I'm not too sure that any intervention by either government will ever be able to curtail that expectation.
The meetings in Haiti will also focus on trade, the economy, and technical cooperation.
We'll talk about, obviously, Bahamas Air, aviation, tourism, agriculture, with the whole question of the movement of fruits such as mangoes, and so on and so forth between the Bahamas and Haiti, and also we'll deal with immigration. Say, for instance, on the agricultural side, a lot of the mangoes are from Haiti, that come from Haiti, actually go through Miami and then come here. So it's a question of the quality control. The Americans have a stamp they put on the mangoes, so we need to find a similar way for mangoes and fruit to come direct from Haiti to here, which will result in more trade between Haiti and here.
In the coming months, the Bahamian public should see changes regarding shanty towns across this country. Minister responsible for the Shantytown Regularization Committee, the Honorable Dion Folk, says the committee met with various stakeholders, including the religious community. He says there's also dialogue with human rights agencies, both local and international. The objective is to ensure that the process is done properly.
We also met with Rights Bahamas, which is the human rights group headed by Fred Smith and Joe Davo, and they gave us their input. We're consulting the international groups like PAHO, the ILO, CARICOM, and also the United Nations to make sure we do this properly. We are going to do this properly, and we are going to regulate those unregulated communities. In other words, they will not exist anymore. We are hopeful that this summer the Bahamian people will see some results here in New Providence, and later on see some results in Abaco, in North Andros, in Exuma, and in North Eleuthera.
12 Haitian nationals appeared in the magistrate's court today. 11 were charged with illegal landing and 1 charged with overstay. Assistant Chief Magistrate Shu Busala Swain told ZNS News that the arraignment will continue on Monday at 10 a.m. because an interpreter is needed. Magistrate Swain says an additional 30 Haitian nationals are expected to appear in court on Monday. Among the group of 30 Haitian nationals are children who are minors. Magistrate Swain says a representative from the Department of Social Services will be present to advise the court concerning the welfare of those children. The Haitians charged today were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. A repatriation exercise taking place today. 88 Haitians, 1 Venezuelan and 1 Jamaican all returned home. It's the government's commitment to not only enforce but to ensure that all those who reside here have the proper documents to do so or face deportation. Oban Energies and the BEST Commission in meetings to discuss the important environmental impact assessment stage of the project. Earlier this week, a heads of agreement was signed for the multi-billion-dollar oil refinery project on Grand Bahama. The project is set to provide 600 direct jobs and 1,000 indirect jobs. During that meeting at the office of the Prime Minister in Freeport, the BEST Commission detailed the process that will be followed and also visited the proposed site to begin their preliminary assessments. This meeting is the first in a series to take place between Oban Energies, the BEST Commission, and local government authorities. And still to come, leaders getting more tools to sharpen their skills. And Hugh Campbell action heating up. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Letty, designed for extra miles.
Commonwealth Bank MasterCard and SunCard MasterCard, the perfect team.
Using my Commonwealth Bank MasterCard is so easy. It's accepted around the corner and around the world.
Commonwealth Bank SunCard MasterCard lets you buy something Bahamian with something Bahamian. SunCard MasterCard will be accepted wherever you see the MasterCard logo throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Local bank, local card, local purchases, Commonwealth Bank. leader in personal banking services.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day, the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
I've been playing football since I was a kid, and my dream has always been to see the world's best players in real life. I'd stand together with thousands and I'd cheer.
You can win an all-expense-paid trip for 2 to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, courtesy of Visa. Just use your Scotiabank Visa card for anything. The more you use your card, the more chances you get. So cheer from Russia with Scotiabank and Visa. Conditions apply.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Minister of Works assessing the infrastructural demands on the island of Eleuthera, Cleopatra Murphy, tells us tonight that the minister highlighted a project that can be a model for the rest of this country.
Minister of Public Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, and a team from the Ministry of Works and Bahamas Power and Light arrived on Eleuthera Thursday morning to take a look at infrastructural works on the island. The 2-day trip started in Rock Sound with an initial stop at the government dock and then the homecoming site, where Area Member of Parliament Hank Johnson highlighted the need for a new docking facility, stating that the water is too shallow, forcing mailboats that service the community to go to Governor's Harbour.
And we have the view that if we are provided with a new docking facility here in Rock Sound, it can be used for multi-purpose in this area, where we would use it for docking for international vessels, mailboat services, and include, if you notice, we have a lot of sailboats, yacht boats coming, it will be used for that. And if it's done properly, then the regatta site and the homecoming site can be used in that same area.
From there, the Public Works Minister visited the Cape Eleuthera Institute that he says is a model for the Bahamas in renewable energy and its use in the country.
They create more energy than they use. So they are actually now, at this time of day, exporting energy to the grid that other people can benefit from. And that has to be the future of what we do in the Family Islands. That's the mission that the government has for all the Family Islands. And we already have the studies for 6 major Family Islands, where we can actually come in and have the solar power utilized in a manner that's productive and helps communities.
Next on the agenda was a stop in Governor's Harbour, where the Public Works Minister inspected the $250,000 seawall and roadworks project completed last April. The project included 500 linear feet of seawall, and senior engineer in the Ministry of Public Works, Robert Mousis, says they were pleased with the outcome.
The road, there were some major sinkholes in the road, so what we had to do was do a repair job on the road. So what we had to do was excavate down and sort of plug the holes in the wall to stop fill being washed out. We've gone up and built the road up with concrete, and we finished the road off as a concrete road. So there's a 10 to 12 inch concrete slab road with the parapets, as you can see, along the side. So.
From there, the minister and his delegation visited the Water and Sewage Corporation's Governor's Harbour site, the Glass Window Bridge, The future site of the Water and Sewage Corporation's reverse osmosis plant in the Bogue and the North Eleuthera High School, where an expansion project is currently underway. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
There is no recession in Harbor Island. In fact, things are said to be so good that some Eleutherans travel from as far as south as Rock Sound to work there. It also means big business for those in the island's transportation industry. Vaughn Aubrey reports.
With hundreds of tourists flocking to Harbor Island, ferry boat service is big business from North Eleuthera, taking visitors and Bahamians who work there daily. Captain Willard Johnson is thankful for the business.
Start from at least 5:30 in the morning and stop running like 11 o'clock at night.
So how long is the trip between the islands?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So in a day you would make how many trips? This time of year?
About 13 to 15.
Wow. It's $5 one way and takes up to 12 passengers per trip. Latoya Pinder Russell works on Harbor Island.
I live in Hatchet Bay, Eleuthera, so I have to travel some 22 miles every day back and forth just to get to work.
And what does it mean to your pocket, money-wise?
Oh my, it's quite expensive because we have to pay almost, you might as well say $10 every day just to get back and forth, and that's like 5 days a week.
And the jobs are here in Harbor Island?
They're here in Harbor Island.
Taryn McDonald lives in the Bluff, North Eleuthera, and has been working in Harbor Island for years.
On Harbor Island, I do a lot of cabinets and build furniture, doors, and I do a lot of carpentry works because there's a lot of potential works on Harbor Island.
And most of your customers are?
Most of my customers are the winter residents.
And winter residents are spurring a construction boom with dozens of workers coming from the mainland. McDonald was asked if he sometimes stayed overnight.
No, I don't stay over, but I come over. Sometimes I wake up late, catch the last boat at 10 o'clock, but majority I goes cross at 5 o'clock. You'll find probably about 1 or 2 boats running, about 2 boats at the most, so you don't have no problem getting over, no problem getting back over.
With so many Lutherans working there, Dr. Lee Presenti was asked if Harbor Islanders are employed.
All Harbor Islanders are employed if they want to be. And unfortunately, we do have maybe a small segment of our society who believe that life is only to be enjoyed. And that is unfortunate because we've seen a lot of talented people who just literally just party their way through. And I think for anyone who has any kind of vision or any kind of ambition, and especially if you are a Harbor Islander, certainly there's no reason on earth that you cannot find a job here on Harbor Island.
For now, there is full employment which sustains many households on Eleuthera. I am Vaughn Aubrey, ZNS Network News.
The Global Leadership Summit kicked off today at the Baha Mar Convention Center. The summit is a world-class event providing leaders with opportunities to enhance the people they lead. Hundreds attended today's session and learned from an experienced faculty.
We are training over 400,000 leaders around the world for the Global Leadership Summit year, and we are glad to be here in the Bahamas where leaders are going to be stretched, and we're looking forward to the day and tomorrow being an excellent day here at the Global Leadership Summit.
The two-day event ends tomorrow, and Global Leadership Summit Regional Director Luis Pinto says he's excited as leaders can expect to develop their skills.
This is a global event that is taking place in more than 100 countries around the world and more than 1,500 cities, important cities around the world, where we are deciding to develop leaders to grow in our leadership. So welcome to the Global Leadership Summit in the Bahamas. We are going to have a great time growing together, sharing together, and learning from others.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. We take a look at your weekly market recap. Activity in the market went down in terms of trade volumes and the numbers of trades. There was movement in 6 out of the 35 listed securities on the local exchange. A total of 106,919 shares were exchanged, down from last week's volume of 166,585. Now, there were 23 trades on BISX this week, down from the 53 trades in the previous week. As for the advancers, Commonwealth Bank Limited traded 33,977 shares to increase 0.42% to a new share price of $474. Finco traded 1,000 shares to increase 0.96% to a new price of $630 per share. As for the decliners, Commonwealth Brewery Limited traded 3,270 shares to decrease 0.30% to a new share price of $9.87 per share. Or your Royal Fidelity investment tip for the week: make bite-sized money goals. One study showed that the farther away a goal seems and the less sure we are about when it will happen, the more likely we are to give up. So in addition to focusing on big goals, say like buying a home, aim also to set smaller ones, short-term goals along the way that will reap quicker results, like saving some money each week in order to take a trip in 6 months. Well, that was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.
This is the start of a new day. I'm alive. Alive is igniting the mobile communications market in the Bahamas. The calls are clear. The speeds are fast. There's nothing better. This is Daryl Miller Live, and I'm alive. I believe in that.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more. RBC Royal Bank. It's all about you.
performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
Government officials hosted a reception at Government House last evening. Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Pendling, welcomed the group and applauded them for their work in the public service. She reminded the group that they belong to a service, while not glamorous or profitable, is a critical aspect of our national development.
Public employees are therefore the face of our government. In that context, all Bahamians, residents and visitors, depend on your leadership to ensure that all matters which affect the administration and operation of all public services, so that we can continue to live and enjoy a society where law and order reign supreme for the benefit of all.
She charged the senior officials to be leaders and always set an example for others to follow.
I urge you to give your best to the work assigned to you and to be effective leaders, guiding and nurturing those who work under your responsibilities. In this way, you will be the example of true leadership, which others can emulate. Ladies and gentlemen, I commend you for the work you're doing, ensuring that as we continue building and maintaining our country, I am confident that your continued good contributions will result in the building of a stronger public service and a nation where all Bahamians will have due regard for the duties you perform.
The Department of Statistics held its 50th anniversary today in a ceremony honoring their past directors under the theme How Far We've Come. Former directors Kelsey Dorsett, Charles Stewart, and the late J. Egbert Tertullian were honored. Stewart and Dorsett shared their experiences as directors of the department.
I mean, in the lead role, you can't, the lead rule, you can't really please everybody. So you have to really use wise judgment and decide where they can serve the department and the country in a better capacity.
You're also interacting with the government because, you know, statistics is very expensive, and usually the budget that we get to operate is kind of a short. Doesn't fit the, I mean, we can't produce that kind of data with the amount of funding we get from the government, basically. And so what we do too is interact with organizations that provide funding, IDB, and a number of those agencies.
Franklin Williams is the nephew of the late J. Egbert Tertullian. He reflected on the work of his uncle.
Many things were happening. The emergence of the new and modern Bahamas. And he had a vision, and he is responsible, really, in no small way, for the modern Department of Statistics.
The Bahamas Constitution Party announcing plans to celebrate 20 years of participation in Bahamian politics and the mandate to return righteous governance to the Bahamas. And to celebrate the anniversary, the party will honor the nation's founding fathers.
Under the theme, committed to the preservation of the next generation, the first of these events will be the service of thanksgiving and commendation on Monday, the 26th of February, 2018, at 7 p.m. at the Golden Gates World Outreach Center on Carmichael Road. During this service, we will give thanks to God for the service of the Bahamian people and pay special tribute to the life, work, and legacy of the Right Honorable Sir Lyndon Pendling and Sir Randolph Fox for their contribution to the genesis of the development of the BCP party.
Founder and servant leader Ali McIntosh says the idea to honor Sir Lyndon and Sir Randall comes at a time when the country needs to bridge the gap to the next generation. She believes this event would inspire and excite the youth to fight for the country the same way the nation's founding fathers did.
And we want to invite
persons to come out on Monday night. It is going to be a very exciting evening as we recognize and we bring the generations together. Most of the persons who signed the preamble, the Constitution, is gone. But we have 5 members that are still living. We've invited all of them to attend, and the families of all of the signatories who have passed on to attend. As we indicated before, the Pindling family and the Fox family will be there. Monique Pindling Johnson, she's a dynamic young lady, the youngest child of Sir Lyndon.
And stay close. Sports and Family Island weather are up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This life's made for a king. The room starts to shake, so smooth if you blink, you might just miss the whole thing. It's just a different way to move in the
Domino's242.com. Order online for parties, birthdays, celebrations, and even cheesy weddings.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, we provide imaging services to meet all your family's needs. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. We're the imaging experts. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiology specialist can consult your doctor and conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Results are ready within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
This is the start of a new day. I'm alive. Alive is igniting the mobile communications market in the Bahamas. The calls are clear. The speeds are fast. It's nothing better. This is Daryl Miller Live, and I'm alive. I believe in best.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
And it's time now for a check on temperatures around our family islands. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. It was a great day sometimes during the morning and afternoon with some light rains, but that burned away by late afternoon. But right now we're going to take a look at temperatures around the family of islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 77 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Green Atoll Key in Abaco, in the Berry Islands, 77, also in Alistown, Bimini. Here in the capital, 78 degrees. We pick up another string of 77s in Harbor Island, Eleuthera, Stanley Key in the Exuma Chain, Kemps Bay, South Andrews, also Fresh Creek and Central Andrews reporting 77. In Roxanne, Eleuthera, the mercury column got up to 76 degrees. A little further south as we take you into San Salvador, Roomkey and Georgetown, 77s again, also Alderstown Canal, and another 77. And taking you a little further south, if we can get things going here for you, Betsy Bay may go on to 76 degrees. Ackland's at 76, a little warmer in Ragged Island at 78 degrees. Matthew Taninog 76, and the Turks and Caicos Island, they round out our temperature profile at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands, the winds are going to be out of the east, pardon me, around 15 to 20 knots. The caution flags remain in place for your boaters. Wave height still choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. The low tide, well, that took place at 7:33 this evening. Taking you into the central and southeastern islands, weather-wise, easterly winds 15 to 25 knots. Advisories are up for your boaters. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. Hence, we have that advisory holding for you. As we go into Saturday, the wind starting to rotate clockwise, becoming southeast at 12 to 18 knots. So we're beginning to see some reduction in the winds beginning tomorrow. Wave heights, they will be down 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, but we will hold that caution flag for you as well on Saturday. Low tide, 8:34 in the morning. Your high tide will take place at 2:24 in the afternoon. And as we go into Sunday staying on Saturday before we getting ahead of ourselves, central and southeastern islands on Saturday, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, so that advisory will be bumped down to a caution flag for you. Wave height subsiding 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And now we get into Sunday, winds falling off quite nicely, so you're able to get those boats out there during the morning hours. East to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, wave heights at the normal level at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide, that will take place at 9:42 in the morning. High tide will occur at 3:33 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, winds east to southeast 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 6 feet, and that will constitute a caution flag for your boaters on Sunday in the central and southeastern islands. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Rolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Get a sailorman sound. Rolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Get a sailorman sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the rudder on your head, boy. That's a sailorman sound. If you wanna go to heaven, put the rudder on your head, boy. That's a sailorman sound. Hear it bum, hear it bum, hear it bum 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 bum. Feel it bum, feel it bum, feel it bum 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 bum. This is shown by the stars above. What goes up must come down. Here's a man that is vulnerable.
For your travel forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, but stay tuned, your extended weather forecast coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Psoriasis is a long-lasting genetic autoimmune disease which causes skin cells to grow too quickly, resulting in thick plaques which may become itchy, painful, and may sometimes crack and bleed. Along with plaques, other common symptoms of psoriasis include discoloration and pitting of the nails, detachment of nails from the nail bed, scaly plaques on the scalp, small areas of bleeding where the infected skin is scratched, pus-filled blisters on the red patches of skin in more severe cases. Even though there are no cure for psoriasis, there are different types of treatments available that can help control the condition, including products to apply to the skin, phototherapy, and oral medications. The purpose of these treatments is to slow the rapid rate that the skin cells are growing and reduce inflammation. The treatment is based on several factors such as the type of psoriasis you have, its location and severity, your age and overall health, as well as how much you are affected by the condition. Typically, psoriasis improves with treatment but may never completely go away. It may take 2 to 6 weeks for the affected areas of your skin to return to a more normal thickness, and the redness may take several months to improve. If you suffer from psoriasis, see your doctor to help you control the disease. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Friday. Top-ranked Dominican Republic blasted Team Bahamas on home soil Thursday night. The team, which is ranked 17th in the world, went on an 18-6 run in the third and held the Bahamas to 4 points while netting 10 in the first 5 minutes of the fourth. Victor Les scored 19 points in the 96-63 victory. Rigoberto Mendoza added 18 points and Luis Montero 17 points.
Players that we had is they have a talent, they have the team that we need to prove, and for tonight's game I think that they played together and was the best thing that we can show tonight.
It was a balanced game up until the third. The Bahamas was within 1 by the half. The Dominican Republic slipped away, forcing several turnovers, all of which they capitalized on. They outscored the Bahamas 23-8 in that category and 44-31 on bench points.
The Dominican Republic is the best team inside this pool, and they're the highest ranked within inside the pool. They are 10 times better than the U.S. Virgin Islands. So basketball is played by matchup. So it doesn't matter who you play. This team that the Bahamas has is better than the team in the first window. That's quite frankly what it is. U.S. Virgin Islands is a pretty good team, but they're not as good and as much cause more problems for us than the Dominican Republic or Canada will.
I think we just got to put 4 quarters together. I mean, like Coach said, we came out lackadaisical in the second half, and I felt it as soon as we came out the gate. But we just gotta have a quick turnaround.
The Bahamas will be back on court on Sunday at 8 p.m. playing Canada. Now, Canada is the number 25 ranked team in the world. They beat up on the U.S. Virgin Islands on Thursday night 118-93. That was the first game to be played at the Kendall G.L. Isaacs Gymnasium. The home and away series is the newest format introduced by FIBA for the upcoming World Cup. The U.S. Virgin Islands was forced to play both their home games here in the Bahamas because of damage to their gym. From the Hugh Campbell beat, having to watch from the sidelines now are the Aaron Bailey Pacers, CV Bethel Stingrays, Temple Christian Sons, and St. John's College Giants. Those 4 teams were eliminated earlier today. This evening's session will be hot. Jack Hayward taking on C.I. Gibson and C.C. Sweeting playing Sunland Baptist. The North Long Island Jamboree tipped off on Thursday. Julian Gibson is over there and filed this report.
Kelsey, North Long Island High School has a new shot clock. T.A. Thompson Junior boys would light up the clock 26-16, beating St. Sal Junior boys. T.A. Thompson in the blue, St. Sal in the white tops.
Yeah, it feels good to pick up the first win, seeing that we came off the plane basically almost on the court. It's our first time here. We just wanted to give the guys some exposure. The season is very short for the GSSA, so this adds to helping them develop a better game, especially for my 7th and my 8th graders, because that's what my team mostly consists of. So this gives them a jump start on next year.
How far you expect to go in the tournament?
I expect to be at the top. I do think I have a good group of boys, and I think we can make it to the top.
Now for San Salvador coach S. Braun, he knew exactly why his team lost.
Yeah, I think they had some legitimacy, man. This is a new crew I'm trying to work with. The lack of games, I think that'll always be our problem right now. One high school, we only could fight against ourselves. I think if we play the first 2 quarters, down the stretch, we just didn't have enough gas. We run out of gas. I think the guys, if they, just listen some more, I think we got a good chance of beating that team if we would meet them again.
Up next on the court, intermediate boys action. How about Coach Mark Hanna and D.W. Davis, intermediate boys, where they took care of business against the host school, North Long Island High School Stars. In fact, D.W. Davis led at one point 19-2, and they would go on to win 48-14.
We've set a high standard for our program. Anything less than a championship is unacceptable. So we came over here, first of all, for the guys to relax after a long season in Nassau, to get some fresh air. Also, we want to win and take it back to Nassau, the championship again.
It looked easy tonight against North Long Island.
Well, those guys are athletic and they can run and they can move, but I can see they're lacking games. So maybe this may be their first, second, or third game, but our 35th or 36th game, so it's a big difference.
Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I am Julian Gibson.
Thanks so much, Julian. Byron Ferguson getting set for postseason play. He plays with Hercules Volleyball Club, a professional-based team in Europe. Ferguson is ranked 8th in the best spikers category, and he's 4th in blocking. Joe Smith returned as president of the Bahamas Volleyball Federation. Smith expressed concerns about the state of volleyball in the country.
We really have about 3 associations that are operational. As I said in my report, the other 4 or 5 I've spoken to, and because of the hurricanes over the years, what it did, it damaged a lot of the courts in the family of islands. So a lot of family islands couldn't play volleyball anymore. What we did at Congress, in speaking with the president of Nausicaa and Kazova, we're in the process of getting some rollout courts that Nausicaa is trying to sponsor us, some 4 to 6 rollout courts where we can then take these courts to the family of islands and give them to our member association where they can play volleyball. And you can roll it out, roll it up, and you'll have a home where you can play volleyball. And that is why also we have Family Island Development, who will be a great part of the first Vice President's portfolio to restore volleyball within our family of islands. So that's why I say we have personnel on board who can do the work, and I'm quite confident in them that we can pull this together, because the family islands is where we need to get back into. And that is high on our agenda. So that is how we're going to build our associations, by helping them, by getting infrastructure in place, by getting our equipment in place, and by going and participating with them and training is key and is high on the agenda for our member associations in the family islands.
On the court right now are the Scottdale Vixens and the Lady Defenders. The 2 teams are battling for the championship title in the New Providence Volleyball Association. Vixens, the defending champions in the women's division, is up 1 game in the best-of-5 series. The National Fence Intruders took a 1-game lead over the Defenders men's club. The 2 will be back on court playing the feature game later tonight. This weekend proving to be a busy one for our local and collegiate-based swimmers. The Lightfoot Key Swim Club hosting their annual meet at the Betty Kenning Kelly Aquatic Center on Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. It's a 1-day session meet, so we expect things to be moving pretty fast as our swimmers stretch for Carifta qualifying times. The 5K open water swim will also be hosted by the Abaco Swim Club in Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Open water race is a part of Carifta. It is swam on the final day. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Kelsey Johnson.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
What you see and hear on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The Code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcast by this station. The Code is available on the IRCA website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the Code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 1-242-300-8722, or you may send a request by email to info@ircabahamas.bs.
With prices so good you can't take them lightly, feel free to shop at Super Value and Quality Supermarket both daily and nightly. First Choice Sugar 4-pound bag, $1.99. Panamint cooked shrimp, $41.50, 1-pound size, $8.99. Par Excellence Par Bar Rice 5-pound bag, $2.99. Vitamin Tonic case price, $23.76. 12-ounce bottle, 99 cents. Sweet strawberries 1 pound, 2 for $5. Carolina Pride hams, 10-ounce size, $2.99. Every day is special at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Now you can watch the ZNS network of channels absolutely free. That's right, ZNS is now broadcasting 3 separate channels, free to air on Channel 13. One channel has the regular ZNS TV HD programming. One is the Parliamentary channel, and one is the 24/7 television community page. These channels may be accessed simply by attaching either a rabbit ears antenna or an indoor amplified antenna to the RF input connector on the back of your digital television or flat screen TV. Once the antenna is connected, select TV mode and choose Auto Scan, and your TV will automatically pick up Channel 13 at no charge. Once you're on Channel 13, just use the channel selector to go to each of the 3 ZNS free channels. Antennas are available on many sites online. Free TV, ZNS brings it back to you.
So after a 6-year drought, it looks like the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship trophy will be headed back to the basketball capital of the Bahamas, Grand Bahamas. Congratulations to both teams. Kevin Johnson was going after number 6, but it is now 7 for the Falcons, the most in Hugh Campbell history. As the Falcons celebrate at center court, they are the champions.
With information moving at lightning speed, you need a compelling newscast that will bring it all to you. We've got a team of reporters covering all angles, experienced meteorologists, and the best in sports you can't find anywhere else. So tag along with me, LaDawn Davis, weeknights at 7 for news as it happens right here on the People's Station.
Hey, this is Bodine, host of Fabulous Living, Bahamian Style. And there aren't very many things in life that give as much fulfillment and joy as traveling throughout the Bahamas. See, I've been traveling all over our archipelago, and I've seen some of the most iconic views known to mankind. I've tasted some of the most delicious foods in some of the most unique spots, and best of all, I've had a chance to connect with people from all corners of our nation. And it's not only me, it's me and the entire Fabulous Living Bahamian Style crew made up of photographers, filmmakers, bloggers, and so many more, just looking to tell the story of our Bahamas here on ZNS TV, YouTube, and Facebook. What I want you to do is just enjoy the journey with us, and we'll cover all the must-see, must-do things around the Bahamas, share some really good cooking, and experience some of the most gorgeous homes in the world, all right here, Bahamian style. I know you're going to enjoy this ride.
It's back and even better than before. The return of Caribbean Newsline. Catch the latest news.
The drug dealers in this country are clearly targeting young American girls.
Sport. Business.
It is here that billions of dollars are invested, now the subject of tight scrutiny.
Financial condition of CIB, ECO, and British American threaten the interest of depositors.
Caribbean lifestyle and entertainment.
How passionate are you in what you're doing here?
Very passionate. I've not been good at a lot of things, but cooking is one thing that I put my best foot forward every time I step in the kitchen. I do not accept mediocrity. If it's bad before it goes up to the guests, it's not coming out. I'd rather have a dish comes out to the guests late and right than on time and wrong.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we'll get started with a satellite discussion, and as you can see, we still have some low-level clouds all floating from the east towards the west, and that's basically the way our winds have been behaving over the last week or so. Very brisk winds, and that's been creating some what we call turbulent mixing in the low levels, creating some light spitty showers during the morning and afternoon hours, which we got here in the capital, and that will continue a bit off and on tomorrow. But if you look at the cloud pattern, in between there's some breaks, so you'll have periods of cloudiness, periods of sunshine during the course of the day as those winds continue pretty brisk, 15 to 20 knots, but by Sunday, you can expect those winds to start relaxing a bit in the northwestern parts of our country. We expect those winds to fall off to about 10 to 15 knots, meaning you'll be able to get out there in the boat and enjoy Mother Nature. But in the central and southeastern parts of the country, still going to be pretty brisk, so we're asking boaters in the central and southeastern islands to continue to exercise caution right through the weekend. Tonight, we're going in for patchy clouds, still on the mild side. The low temperature getting down to 72 degrees, which is a bit above our normal for this time of the year, but it's been feeling a lot cooler than it has. For example, last night, the low temperature was about 73 degrees, but with that 15 to 20 knots wind, it makes it feel more like about 68 degrees, which making nighttime very comfortable for you. Tomorrow, as we can just go right back to tomorrow's forecast, we're going to keep a few brief showers in the forecast as a result of that turbulent mixing. Partly sunny conditions, still breezy, but as we promised you, by Sunday we'll try to get those winds down to a reasonable level for you. The high temperature tomorrow getting up to 83 degrees. Today, you would not believe it, the mercury column only got up to about 79 degrees, but it'll be a little warmer tomorrow. Your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, it looks as though you're going to have lots of sunshine once we get those couple showers out of the way during the morning hours, and that will take us right into the early part of next week. Daytime temperatures in the mid-80s, 85 degrees right into Tuesday of next week. Those nighttime temperatures, they will continue to remain in the low 70s, and as we told you, with the winds being at the level that they are, it's going to continue to feel a little nice for you. But those easterly winds will be gone for quite a while, and looking at the computer models, just to give you a bird's eye view of what is to come. We haven't had a fall system in several weeks now, but looking down the road, it seems as though next week Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, we're going to have a cold front push through here, and that's going to drop temperatures considerably. We haven't seen those kind of temperatures for a while, so you have full notice to get those warm clothing out. So 1 week from now, you'll be able to enjoy all those clothes you've been stocking up on.
So persons who want to attend the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championships they can still come out and
oh, absolutely. We anticipate pretty nice weather for the Hugh Campbell, which starts, I think, on Monday. And we wish all the teams the best, but I'm pulling for my Nassau-based teams.
I'm going to be enjoying this weather, Basil. Yep. Thank you so much. And with that, we end the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. For all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Eye on Health is brought to you by the Cancer Treatment Centers of America.